Today we're gonna go over advanced three-pole. So we've already done our three-pole drill, and in an advanced three-pole, we're gonna add factors to the playing field. Fisher here is 19 months old, senior hunter, solid gun dog, double-sided dog, but he does have a tendency to really pay attention to the holding blinds in the field and distractions. So what we've done here is we put out a holding blind on the outside of the playing field going to the long pile or pole. And then we've taken and put in a holding blind between pole 1 and 2. Both of these holding blinds have dead ducks behind them. This is a great opportunity to play a crosswind. Today we don't have a lot of wind, but it's blowing kind of left to right. So en route to the long pile, we'll get influence from that holding blind and suction. And the same thing that we're gonna get going to pile 1. Also, we're going to do some rehandle in the advanced, and we're gonna do some handling behind holding blinds. One of the hardest things in a hunt test scenario is your dog runs out. A lot of times it happens on the live flyer. You get a lot of crosswind. It's a memory bird, meaning it's not the first bird you pick up, and all of your feathers have saturated the backside of the gun. Dog runs out, hooks behind the gun, and then you have to use a handle, a burner handle as we say, and we have to cast back to the live flyer station. Well, normally you're gonna call the dog in on the front side of the holding blind, because when they're sitting behind that blind and they're seeing your bird boys, the crates and everything, when you cast to go behind, they're like, no, I never go into the holding blind, I never cast behind the holding blind, and they're like, I'm gonna get in trouble. So this is a great drill to work on casting behind a holding blind if needed in a hunt test scenario. Dead? Good. Back. At a dog. Good. Double-sided dog, so at this stage we're going to run all of these on either side that we see fit. Go where I send you. Dead. Good. Back. Attaboy. Here. Sit. Way out. Dead. Here. Good. Sit. Leave it. Good. Back. Back. I get a left back inside cast towards the holding blind where the dead ducks are. Atta dog. Good. Here. Here. Sit. Dead. Good. Right there. Release. Good. Back. Over. No. Over. Good. Over. Over. Notice that the dog didn't want to cast anywhere near the back side of that holding blind. Good. Back. Back. No, sit. Back. No, here. That was a no here, Nick. That's second strike. Back. Good dog. Back. Good, sit. Back. Attaboy. All right, so the main goal in this drill is to line, change direction. There, I was trying to get a right back on the rehandle, and my dog was trying to give me a right angle. Here, sit. We did have to left angle into that pile twice, and all we're doing there is we're identifying that pile. And if you notice during that process, the first right back I gave was 30 yards from the pile. So I had called him in and cast it back. Then turn around, the next time I tried to give the cast, I made him closer to the pile. So I called him in maybe 15 yards. The third time when he finally got it, I barely called him in and then sent him right back at that pile. So we're trying to still get rehandle in this drill and honor our right backs and left backs and it not being all angle cast. Here, sit, dead bird. Here, here, good. Back. Atta dog. Sit. Over. No, here. Over. All right, notice how that before that, I ran to pile 2, let the dog get the bumper, called in and rehandled. And then I called the dog in and worked on my right back to pile 1. Then by sending at pile 2, when I gave the right over, what's the dog want to do? He wants to dig in because I just preempted him with the right back. That's what we had last worked on. Here, then I was able to get my strike 1, a no here, and then I gave the dog the over with no bumper in his mouth. The reason why I did the bumper in the mouth first here is it is less enticing for the dog to run in there and get the duck behind that holding blind. So at the beginning, I got the bumper, came in, he's got a bumper in his mouth, I rehandle over to pile 1. Then the next time that I did it, I didn't get the bumper, and then I right over to pile 1. Here, sit, dead. Here, good, good. Right there, here, good. Back. We're continuing to work on our verbiage. Good, right there. First time I ran the long pile, I gave a way out. Like I said, although this is only 120 yards, it's not way out, but I want him to know, hey, way out means I'm running further than I have on anything else. Double tap on the whistle, gave pressure on the second whistle. Good. Heel. Here. Sit. Dead. Dead. Good. Back. We'll work on our right back again with the influence of the second pile. Back. No. Oh. Over. Sit. Sit. On that one, because I had distance, I gave a left over to get back in the corridor and then gave myself a right back. Atta dog. So basically anything goes on the advanced 3-pole. At this stage, we have a dog that's handling very well. Like I mentioned earlier, Fisher's a senior dog transitioning to master level work. Here, 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 sit. This is pretty cooperative on all the handling drills that we're doing. Dead bird, back. Double tap again, pressure on the second whistle. No, here. Got 1 strike. So what I'm doing on that double tap is I'm trying to speed up the dog's sit. A lot of people ask why we're not doing it on the first one. By the time I blow the first whistle, the dog's typically already trying to slow down, and I'm applying pressure with the dog somewhat facing back towards me instead of shocking the dog with his back to me. If we're shocking on the first whistle, then a lot of times what happens is we burn the peripheral or the direction that we want to go. We know as human beings, we're running after that pile, but if I blow the whistle and shock immediately, I can somewhat deter the dog from saying, hey, I don't want to go there, and I don't want to go there because he's picking up on a peripheral, whereas we've got the narrow focus of that one pile that we're running at. Switch. Dead bird. Sit. That's it. Good. Back. So Fisher's shown us some tendencies at hunt test and in training that if he gets focused on something, he doesn't want to switch. He's kind of like, hey, I'm glued in on the mark, I'm glued in on the mark, or I'm glued in on the holding blind. That's the only reason I just switched him in that application. I'm trying to get him comfortable saying, hey, no matter what we're doing, just trust me as a handler and come around to whichever side I want you to. Here. There goes one. Here. Good. Sit. Good. Leave it. Switch. Heel. Sit. Fisher. Same thing there with the switch. We're just doing a little something to make the dog obey. Sit. Release. Good. Get your mark. Fisher. Hey, attaboy. Good. Here. Heel. Sit. Good. All right, we're moving on to more advanced 3-poles. So we have moved 30 yards over, gonna run off the top of this hill, and what this does is it changes the angle to make them tighter running at our piles. Gypsy here is a 3-year-old black female, HRCH, Master Hunter, MNH ×2, so she's pretty advanced dog. Doesn't see this drill a lot. As a matter of fact, probably hasn't seen this advanced of a 3-pole drill. So our holding blinds still have dead ducks behind them. We're playing a crosswind that's going left to right, as you can see from the flag in the distance. And we'll work on lining, changing direction, rehandle, casting behind the holding blinds, casting off the holding blinds, so on and so forth. One thing to keep in mind is running from these hills, sometimes dogs will square off of them or not take a great initial line. So if that occurs and you have the ability to run off hills, your hills might not be perfectly symmetrical on the round. They might be, you know, one side of them flat, and that's easy to run off of and square off of, and then running off of them at an angle might impose the dog squaring off the hill. If that occurs, a lot of times what we do is we walk halfway down the hill That goes ahead and gets us a good initial send instead of being up here top where it's flat. And if we need to, we'll walk to the base of the hill and get on flat ground to help out with that initial line. Heel, heel, sit, dead bird, good, back. Atta dog. Here, heel, sit. Good. Dead bird. Here, sit. Good. Here, good. Back. Also, we always chicken wing our bumpers, get rid of them when the dog's en route. If you throw them down with the dog beside you, a lot of times they want to run and take the bumper that you just threw on the ground. Atta girl. Sit. Dead bird. Way out. Good. Back. 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 Got a rehandle on the left back and the right back. Atta dog. Sit. Here, sit. Dead. Good. Here, sit. Here, here. Dead bird. Here, here, here. Good. Back. Over. No, here. Over. One thing I've failed to mention is when I'm lining these dogs up to run to the pile, I look at my pile, I connect the dots, and I pick a blade or grass or leaf or something in front of me to line up on that I can see the dog's head and about 5 to 7 feet out in front of me. If I get the dog leaving out in that direction, I don't continually have to look at the dog, look out, look down, look out. I can just line up on that dot, and if I hit that dot out the gate, then odds are I'm gonna have a good initial line to carry on for my blind. Here, here, sit, dead, good, back. We're going to use the influence of the path for a back cast here. Good. Back. All right, and keep in mind, this heel is strategically placed for a couple of reasons. It's placed here for handling drills, and also we call it our puppy heel because our marks, we can teach a dog to square a path, angle a path. Sit. Back. That's a really good right back cast to work on because most dogs would still want to run the path. Most dogs want to square transition, so they square enter in the water, they square a path. They don't like angling paths and angle entry into water. Here, like I said, this is an advanced dog, so we expect her to complete all these tasks. Sit. Dead. Way out. Good. Back. Over. Had a dog. I might should have given a little more step with that cast. And this casting is how you teach it. So if you give a step with every angle cast, that's what you're going to want to give. A lot of times when we're looking more change in direction, we're gonna give a step with that angle. If we're not looking a ton of change in direction, but we don't want to back cast, we're just gonna give it silent with less body movement. Dead bird. Back. That was the step to give more change in direction past the holding blind to pile 2. Had a dog. Good. Here. Way out. Dead bird. Dead. Here. Sit. Good. Right there. Back. Throwing the dog on the right side, she wanted to kind of act like she was going to glue in on pile 2. Had a dog. So advanced 3-pole with an advanced dog, you can pretty much cut this up and slice it up any way you see fit. There goes one. Here. Good dog. Sit. What's your mark? Gypsy. Good.